welcome to the Tammy and Chana show. We have a special guest today. Her name is McKenna Robinson-Kemph, and I am blessed to call her my daughter.
This is our first guest. We're so excited, you guys. McKenna is the official first guest on the Tammy and Chana show. So welcome.
I'm excited that you guys allowed me to come on today.
So McKenna's here today to talk about, what was she talking about today?
Today she is talking about knowing when you're an empath, what it feels like to be an empath, and
going through the awakening.
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. So she's going to share her story, and then we're going to ask some questions, and then we're going to see where it takes us.
Yeah, so I'm McKenna, Tammy's daughter. I'm 24. I feel like I've always been really in touch and in tune with other people's emotions for a long, long time. When I was younger, my dad wasn't in the picture, so I had to step up and help take care of my four younger siblings, because I'm the oldest of 5. And I just felt like that really made me grow up really fast. So I was 10, but 40. And I felt like that my entire life. And I think that when you are more empathetic and in touch with your emotions and a lot of other people's emotions, that's what happens. You feel like you're an old soul, like you don't belong. And that's a lot of people that go through the awakening, especially if your dark horse of the soul comes through when you're young. It just cracks you wide open to let all the light out. That's what the awakening is. You're getting cracked open so that you can share your magical journey, share your powers,
share your gifts. Yes.
With other people. So when I think I really started being more aware, and it got really hard when I was a junior in high school till about when I was like a sophomore in college. You just, you feel so sad, you feel really alone, you feel like you're the only person going through these things. You have horrible anxiety that nobody understands you. And it's because you're going through the awakening. You are, everything that you knew is not right. Everything that you're going through now, that's what God wants you to know and to see. And it's hard because you don't know what it is. Especially, I had no idea. I had absolutely no clue what was going on, because that was kind of before my mom started getting into all of this amazingness. It was dark, really dark, and you would think it would be light, but you have to shed. It's like my mom likes to talk about onions a lot. You have to peel back a lot of layers to get through things, and that's what it's like going through that.
Tell the story about when you were at the game and what that felt like for you as an empath.
Yeah, so being empathetic means that you can feel other people's emotions, other people's energy. And you would be in random settings. You could be completely fine and you walk in and someone's angry, and all of a sudden you are so irritated and irate for no reason. It's because someone else is feeling like that. I was at a high school basketball game, and the home team hit the winning shot, and everyone was just the gym was packed. Everyone was going crazy, and I started crying because of all the emotions of everyone, the team losing, the team winning. Mm-hmm. I had absolutely no reason to cry. I did not have any money on that game. I started, I'm like, what is wrong with me? And that's what you feel like a lot. I'll come home a lot of days and be like, I just need to cry. There's nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. It just needs to happen.
Yes, you needed to release the energy. Yes. You needed to release the energy, but didn't have a word for that at that age. So I think one of the things, too, why we thought it was so interesting to have her on this channel is because a lot of us are this way, and we also have children that are this way. I think my daughter, Sophie, is probably very much like you. She's really an old soul. She gets very sensitive over lots of things. She just has a lot of care and concern. I will never forget when she was in, I think it was 3rd grade. She was in my cousin's wedding. My cousins are gay. And she was a flower girl in their wedding. And the kids at school kind of gave her some crap about having gay uncles. And she sobbed and sobbed and sobbed for an entire night after school. Shaking, sobbing about how sad it is that people hate her cousins and hate gay people. And why? Why, Mom? Why? And it was I've never seen I could not get through to her because she was feeling so much pain and empathy for my cousins. And I've noticed since then too, she has just she's very in tune. She can tell when I walk into a room if I'm off, she says. Like, I don't even have to talk. Mm-hmm. And she'll be like, what's going on with you? Why are you being like this? And I'm like,
I think that's what McKenna said to me when she got in the car today. She's like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, oh, it's all good. It's fine.
And you assume, supposing you assumed everyone felt like that. But not everybody does. I mean, I love my husband to death, but I have to literally be like eyes bleeding for him to be like, is everything okay? I mean, there's certain people out there who just don't have that intuition to know and to feel anybody's energy like that. So I think it's important for anybody who's watching this to hear from a young woman who experienced it too. And I asked you this once before, but what would you tell somebody who is going through this, a young person? Like, what would you have wanted to hear when you were so confused and wondering, why do I feel everything so deeply?
Confused, depressed, suicidal. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't one thing, it was another. And for her to persevere through it, because that's who she is, and she's strong, and she made it through her awakening. But I've been doing healings on younger people the last couple of weeks, and they feel the same way that she does. So I'm like, oh my God, Shayna, McKenna has to come on here and tell her story, mm-hmm. because if it can help one person not commit suicide, to know that they're not alone, mm-hmm. is a gift and a miracle. So,
mm-hmm. At what age were you suicidal?
When I was a junior in high school, so about 17, 18.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was it also because you mentioned to me before too, like you would try to approach people and they wouldn't talk to you?
Yeah, so when you're going through the awakening, like your vibration starts here, and then you start to awaken, like you start to lift up. Your vibration gets higher, because everything's energy. So when your vibration gets higher, it was almost like the kids at school weren't even speaking the same language as
mm-hmm.
me.
Like, they weren't even seeing you.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I would walk up to the table before school, be like, "Hey guys, how's it going? Like, what'd you do last night?" Nothing. It was like I wasn't even there. Or, "Hey, what'd you get on number 4 on the math test?" "I don't know. Why don't you figure it out yourself?" "Oh, okay." Like, mm-hmm. just being like torn down every day, and you are so bright and light, mm-hmm. that people want to crush it because mm-hmm. they don't understand, and they don't even know that they're doing it. It's I don't want to say that they're almost jealous, but they don't understand it. They can't. Their vibrations.
Put their finger on it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's hard because you feel like you're alone. And I did. I thought that no one else, like, why do I feel this way? Why? When you're taking on everyone's emotions and you don't know that you feel like you're going crazy, but you're not. You just, mm-hmm. you have to learn how to not take everyone else's on.
Like to protect and shield your energy from other people. That's what I tell my kids now that are younger, to make a mindful note to protect and shield their energy before they walk into school, because there's all these kids running around, mm-hmm. all this collective energy that not everybody's on the same page. So being an empathetic being, you take it all on, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Mm-hmm. And then it's like they get spun out and they're just like, oh my God, like a deer in headlights. How do I deal with all of this? And they come home and they're out of sorts. So it's important to learn how to protect and shield your energy, which the way I do it, and we all kind of talked about this earlier, that we all kind of do it differently. What I do is, in my mind, is I don't have to think a lot about it. I just, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to protect and shield my energy. I'm going to move forward with my day. I might check myself at noon, like, am I protecting and shielding my energy? Yep, I am. So I'm good. So it's not that I'm not in the situation, I'm not being present. I just know that if McKenna's having a bad day, I can be there to love her and care for her, but I'm not taking on all of her emotions.
Yes.
It's like, I love you, I'm here for you, but I'm not going home feeling like I got socked in the gut.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you had a great way to describe how you shielded your energy too. And I just thought this was such a beautiful visual, and I'm probably going to steal it from you and use it on my girls too. So you tell them what you do.
So I'm kind of extra. So I close my eyes and I start at my head, and it's just like a gold, like a light, like a suit of armor almost. Like, it's just a beautiful gold bubble. Mm-hmm. That I imagine, like, I start at my head, go down my front, around my feet, back up and over, done.
Yes, and I love that. I want to be bougie too, so that's what I'm going to teach me and my kids, how to do that. And I just think too that we talked about this earlier as well. It's so hard in this, I don't want to say world, but it is hard to be vulnerable. And when you're an empathetic person who has a high sensitivity, we discussed this before, how in ancient times and civilizations, people like us were revered and looked at for wisdom and to guide the tribes or whatever to feel more connected to God. And I think it's kind of been shamed out of us in some ways to be like, being sensitive is vulnerable and it makes you a wussy and it makes you not tough. Because I was told my whole life, like, don't cry, you better toughen up. There was no crying in my house.
No crying in baseball.
Yeah, there isn't. And so I think it's just important to remember that the people who are ultra sensitive, whether it's your child or yourself, that's a gift. It really is a gift. And not everybody has the gift. That's why you can see people being so like blunt. Like my husband doesn't have the gift, but it works for him because I have a gift of being super sensitive, and sometimes I'm too sensitive and I need somebody who can just be like, the facts only. This is what's going on. The world needs all different kinds of types. So if you have someone in your family, or if you are like this, instead of seeing it as a flaw, I think it's important to see it as a gift and try to funnel your life and find the flow towards a way that you can use that gift.
Absolutely.
To make yourself.
It's not saying you have to become a healer and do it for other people for money, kind of like, I'm not even, money, that doesn't, can you X that out?
We'll take that out. Not for, she means you don't have to make a living out of.
Correct. You have to make a living. Just showing up in a room and holding the light is super important for people to know that God is with you all the time.
Yeah, and I think too, like if you're at a family event and you know, like, okay, I'm going to be dealing with some Debbie Downers today, because we all have them. It's not about shaming those people or making them feel bad for the vibrational space that they hold. It's about protecting your own so you can be a light for other people so that they can feel good. You know, we're all vibrating at different levels, and we discussed this earlier about how everything is energy. And when we are feeling our most high, excited, happy, connected to God, we're vibrating really high. And when you're a high vibrating person, people can feel that. And when you're a low vibrating person, people can feel that. So, you know, everybody's on their own journey. I think of it like college. We're all taking different classes and courses. We're in the same university, but we're all here for different goals. And your courses might be different than mine. Your teacher's totally different than mine. Nobody's shamed when they go to a university and be like, oh, you're studying dentistry? Well, I'm going to be a vet. But somehow we do that when it comes to life. You know, like if somebody's in a bad, low vibrating place, it's our job as empathetic people, I feel, to hold the light for them and also to protect yourself so you don't get sucked into the negativity.
McKenna, do you have anything else to add?
Don't be afraid to tell people no. Like if they are that negative and you can tell like they don't want your help, you don't need to stay around. You don't have to fix everyone. Help the people that want to be helped. Sometimes they don't know they want to be helped, but it's just, it can kill you being around negative people like that all the time. So just knowing when to know that it's not their time.
Oh, that's wise. You are a 40-year-old. That's awesome. So, yeah. Does anyone else have anything else that they want to add? No? Okay, well, we feel that this conversation was healing for us. We hope it was for you as well. We'll probably bring this beauty back for other topics and conversations, but if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing to our channel, sharing this post with anybody you feel guided that could use this uplifting message from McKenna, and also let us know if there's anything else you would like to hear from us, or continue the conversation in the comments below.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day. Thank
Bye.
you.
Love you.